Well, there were some mistakes made during the V60 versus 11 Pro Max video, but it wasn't all my fault. The V60 video isn't bad on the phone, but I will show you the mistakes that were made. So let's get started. If you're looking for tech reviews that give you the information that you actually care about, then hit that subscribe button and be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I did a comparison video between the 11 Pro Max and the V60, and in that video I showed off the rear and front video capabilities. They look great on the phone, but when I transfer them to my computer to edit, that's when I started having the issues. Alright, timeout. I was gonna spend much of this video talking about how I got the footage off of the phone and onto my computer, and what happened during that whole process. However, in the process of creating that video, my good buddy Michael Fire Jr. posed a really good question. Why would your audience care about that whole process? Wouldn't they really care about how the footage looked in online situations? Then he asked me, have you tried to share it on any social medias? No, I didn't try that.
Light bulb.
Before I talk about what happened when I shared that footage, I need to explain something. It won't be long, I promise. Most people, including myself, really don't care about how video is coded onto a device. For example, if you download a video on your computer and it doesn't play, and it gives you that annoying message that this video can't be played because it's not formatted properly, well, that's kind of the same thing when it comes to sharing this footage from the phone itself. As I mentioned in the comparison video already, when I shot the video on the front and rear cameras, the footage looked great on the phone. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description below. So the issue is kind of twofold. One issue is the way that the footage is coded onto the phone. It uses a file type called Rec 2020, but that's not a major issue and it can be corrected. So for the purposes of this video, it's not really important. The second issue, that's the major issue. The HDR Plus feature the phone uses gives the video more color and brightness. It looks impressive on the phone, but anywhere else, well, forget about it. This is why my video looked so bad. Of course, there was some awesome help from a guy on my last video. Dude, you need to learn basic things regarding LG videos on other devices like laptops. Crying laughing emoji. What do I need to learn? Every LG phone I've tested since the LG G4 worked fine when I moved pictures or video from the phone to my desktop, not a laptop. Why don't you enlighten me, all-knowing? HDR 10. Great explanation. I'll go talk to a brick wall. Thumbs up emoji. And with his help, I figured it all out.
I'm picking up your sarcasm.
Well, I should hope so, because I'm laying it on pretty thick.
Seriously, my previous boss gave less direction, and he was the worst of the worst. They must be related. Since that guy was absolutely zero help, I turned to someone that actually, A, knew how to communicate, and B, is kind of a pro at smartphone testing. Danny Wingett, thank you so much for all the help. You rock. I learned HDR Plus needs a lot more work when you take it off the phone and try to edit it. The combination of those two previous issues leads to the footage basically reverting back to a RAW format. It looks like something called log footage that has zero color. This makes it a lot easier to color correct as well as color grade. So when I posted the HDR footage directly from the phone to Facebook and Instagram, the footage didn't look as blown out as the video, but it was reverted back to that RAW format. And on a side note, the photo side, there is an HDR function. You can turn it on and off or on auto, but that doesn't affect your pictures the same way. They look absolutely fine, as you saw in the video. Here's where I have a little bit of an issue. For a consumer that buys this phone based off of the reviews, they think they're getting a top spec phone that competes with Samsung and Apple. Don't worry, you don't have to throw your phone away or look for a different phone if you really want to pick this one up for all the other good features that it has. There is a way to fix the problem, but many people may not be super happy about it. Turn off the HDR Plus. Yep, turn it off and never turn it back on. I told you some of you wouldn't be happy. But another bit of information Danny gave me during our conversation, he feels that the V series line of phones was always geared towards the creative group of people. Okay, I can respect that, but what an odd thing for LG to do if they want to market this phone to the masses. I mean, we saw this phone everywhere when it came out. But I digress. The footage when turning off HDR Plus looks absolutely awesome when sharing it online, and, well, kinda okay for editing. There's a couple steps you need to do for that, but I won't bore you with the details. I'll let Mr. Professional LG guy explain it to you when he leaves his next smartass comment. The other issue I have is every other phone I've tried, I've never had this issue when sharing footage or editing on my Mac. It seems like a feature that they're better off not keeping if they can't keep the results consistent across everything. One phone that LG has that doesn't have HDR Plus on it is the Velvet. If you want to check out the previous 2 videos I did on that, go ahead and click here and here. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.